If your Facebook feed looks anything like mine, you've probably seen this ad pop up several times over the past few weeks. Now, I don't know what led Kino Lorber or the Cohen Media Group to target me personally with that ad, because as it turns out, back in July, I had already requested this. Between Two Worlds. This is a new release by Kino Lorber and the Cohen Media Group. Came out back in August, and here I am a few weeks after receiving it with a review here. Thank you very much for the disc. Yeah, I am a fan of Juliette Binoche, and when I saw her name attached to it, a lead role obviously, that was enough for me to say, sure, I'll check that out. The story itself also seemed kind of interesting. In this story, Juliette Binoche plays the character of Marianne. She's a famous French writer, kind of an investigative journalist. And in this situation, she takes it upon herself to go undercover, incognito, into the life and to the occupations of these poor working class women who get caught up in the cleaning industry, a service industry where they're hired on typically for a minimum wage to do very, difficult labor. There's a lot of cleaning that needs to be done. This is basically the bottom rung level of society, the kind of poor down and out folks who just basically get by picking up after the well-to-do. And so in this story, she, like I say, the Marianne character played by Juliette Binoche, takes on the personality. In fact, forget my summary. Let me show you the trailer. I'll have a few things to say over that. So here's the opening menu. You don't get a whole lot of extras on this disc. You get the film, the trailer, and 2 audio settings, not even a commentary. All right, there's Binoche in character as Marianne. She has to work hard. She's got to kind of go through the grueling ordeal of working and cleaning under pressure. She's on the clock, supervised, criticized, and pressing herself in ways that her normally comfortable routines haven't really prepared her for. But she's determined to get the story. And as she's getting that story, she's building relationships with these women, and they in turn are getting to know her, or at least they think they are. Marianne presents herself as a recently divorced woman who's been dumped by her rich husband and now has to start life over from scratch. And after a while, that strain begins to build because she realizes she's getting to care about them. They're getting kind of a deeper connection as friends, as colleagues, and yet it's based on a lie. Will she tell them about her actual life? Will she tell them that she's kind of using them as material for another best-selling book? There's questions asked here about the exploitation of the working class, both for the cheap labor, but also as their subjects as a sort of a social cause or even a feel-good moment for affluent people to say, oh, isn't it a pity that these hard-working folks have to struggle to get by? I think it's that latter element of sort of a reflective awareness of how these working poor women are being used as material for a bit of a virtue signal or a condescending pity about the lamentable state of the world or how unfair the economy can be. You know, if the movie just started and stopped on that note, it would be pretty derivative. Even the fact that it's asking those questions sort of creates a trap from which it can't escape, because as you're portraying these working class women, most of whom are still, conventionally attractive and fun, and they've got their own grit and talent. There's kind of a rose-colored tinge to over the whole story, even though they are, of course, dealing with some difficult life circumstances that are realistically portrayed. I like the camaraderie that comes within this community that you see develop as the characters get to know each other. And there are some humorous and amusing situations. There's a little bit of suspense as one wonders when she may have to disclose her secret identity. All in all, I'd say this is an above average movie, especially if you're a fan of Juliette Binoche. You'll be gratified to see her in a role that apparently she really was very invested in, really wanted to make this movie, and it was a bit of a passion project for her. I don't really think that this is going to go down as one of Juliette Binoche's major performances, but it's a very worthy entry into what's been one of the greatest female actor careers of all time.